Holla ballas, what's going on, kid? Okay, so let's check this out. Arcane Mage. Drunk as shit, motherfucking Arcane Mage. Alright, so I took a couple of talents here that require casting, but as per my usual policy for drunk testing, nothing that is 1 minute or higher. So, that includes Arcane Orb, which is a debuff that lasts 12 seconds? No, maybe not. No, I lied. That's a different skill. I think it's this one. Yep, that one. So we have that one, Nether Tempest, and Arcane Orb. And we took Rune of Power as Arcane this time around, which increases spell damage by 15% as long as I'm standing fucking by it, which sounds kind of shitty, because, you know, fights usually require movement. So we have Nether Tempest, which is essentially Fire Bomb, but for Arcane, and Arcane Orb, which does damage on a 15 seconds cooldown, and yeah. What else does it do? Arcane damage to enemies it passes through. Gives an arcane charge when cast every time it deals damage. That's like a hell of a lot of arcane charges from that spell. Alright, so what was the debuff and the tempest? Alright, so let's roll into this. Let's put that shit on the ground. That's actually a lot bigger than I thought it was gonna be. Alright. Let's put that dot up. Let's throw that shit out. And let's fucking rock. 1, 2, 3. Arcane missiles. 4, 5. Am I supposed to use barrage now? Or when I start running out of mana? Let's use it now. Alright, arcane missiles. Pushing the shinies, pushing the shinies. I need to push that. Maybe you use arcane barrage when you hit 4. That's what I'm thinking right now. Oh man, there's multiple charges of that. Alright. So that's on cooldown. Once again, I don't have tell me when up. So I'm kind of looking. Oh, what the fuck is going on here? Alright. So I'm just... Woo. Multitasking is not going well right now. Alright, that's falling off. There we go. Even more arcane missiles. Boom. Alright, that was a barrage. Boom. 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 Alright, hold on. Arcane blast, barrage, missiles going off. More barrage. More barrage. Refresh tempest. Missiles. Orb. Barrage. Missiles. More blasting. Now, I'm not entirely certain if that affects it or not. If my charges affect that or not. See, I have a lot of mana. Again, I've never played Arcane Mage, really. It's always been the consensus that it was boring as fuck. So I feel like I'm kind of playing this wrong. Maybe I should be rolling out of mana a little bit more than I am. Kind of bank on those charges and keep casting blast. Keep that up. Oh well, that I actually need to save for when I don't have any charges. Alright, alright, alright. So we keep that dot up. I'm running out of mana a bit, so we can't spam those charges too terribly much. Because I fucked up. Alright. Let that dot fall off a lot. Again, mana's pretty low, so I'm trying to keep it a little bit under control here. So, more blast. Now I'm gonna kind of bank some blast. Boom, boom, refresh it, charge it, and missiles. Now, running low, so I'm gonna expend that. Tempest is coming up. Alright, alright. Also, my buff came off. So, let's see here. Let's blast. We're gonna kind of go mana conservative mode a little bit here.
Nah, that spell isn't ready yet.
Alright. So that's Arcane Blast. We're using Barrage once I get full charges.
Nah, that's still recharging.
Alright, full charges. Mana's regaining. Full charges again. That's coming off. Alright, alright. More missiles. Yeah, I'd say... Well, haven't played Arcane Mage on live, but from everything I've heard, it is annoying as shit and really not much fun at all. So, I have to say, compared to the people that have said that, this is really not bad. In fact, there seems to be a good bit more to kind of keep track of. Well, that it's also kind of due to my spec with the orb and debuff, which I'll say I wasn't keeping track of living bomb very well either. So, but honestly, this is actually like pretty fucking fun. I genuinely am enjoying playing this. Arcane Missiles gives you a barrage charge. So, kind of conserving mana a bit. Alright, so now we're finally back up because I fucked up the rotation like a while ago. Alright, alright, alright. So we're kinda... That was dumb to use Arcane Missiles there. See, we spam a bit, we spam a bit. One more, bam. And then we get a charge. We get a charge. With Arcane Missiles, we throw the orb out, and we're back up to full. That's... and bam, running out of mana. Oh, it charges up to 3 times, so that's 1, 2, 3. That. Barrage, kind of running out of mana. So, up, keep that up. Blast, Arcane Blast, Arcane Blast. I'm gonna missile to get that last charge. Some blast. Keep that buff up. Blast. One more. Barrage. Missile. Bomb. Missile. One hit. One more hit. Missile. 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 Dot up. Blast. Boom. Because we're going back into mana retaining mode. Alright. There is a pretty decent flow to this. There is a pretty decent flow. It's kind of a balance with how much mana you have left. you know? So you kind of opt to get rid of your charges a bit sooner in order to conserve mana, and since arcane missiles is free and gives you a charge, it's a very valid option. Mana's coming back up. My debuff fell off because I'm not paying the fuck attention. Alright, alright. Still getting some mana though. You know what? This is like at least 75% more engaging than Fire Mage. Either I'm sobering up or this is actually a lot more fun. Ridiculous, right? Fucking Arcane Mage being fun. As far as I've ever heard, it's fucking terrible. But this is actually pretty legit. Now, a la how much damage I'm doing doesn't seem to be the best. I don't think I'm quite playing this right. But, you know, drunk, so what the fuck do I know right now, right? Alright, well, anyway, that's actually looking really good for the talents that I chose, which is, you know, Arcane Orb. Yeah, you guys read this shit at the beginning, right? Hopefully. Well, anyway, not testing any other talents or anything right now because drunk testing is whatever talents I can get that are not on a cooldown. And I consider a cooldown as 1 minute or more. So, that was the entire basis of the talents that I chose. So, yeah, actually pretty engaging, relatively fun, things to keep track of. Gotta track your mana, track your your arcane charges. It's pretty fucking legit. If I were to main a mage, I think I would have to be arcane. I really do think I would have to go ahead and be arcane. So anyway, there's your drunk look at arcane mage. Okay, bye.